Our next speaker is Kyle Hoylman. He is the president of CanSAR, the Cancer Survivors Against Radon. Kyle became an outspoken advocate for radon awareness after his father's death from lung cancer. He has testified before Congress and met with numerous government officials about radon, the second leading cause of lung cancer, and Liz's Law, which has been enacted in 3 states. The law informs new homebuyers about the danger of radon. He is also a certified radon mitigator. He focuses on indoor air quality, vapor intrusion, consulting, radon testing, and mitigation. He also has expertise in radon-resistant construction and remediation. Kyle?
Thanks, Dusty. Good afternoon. Chris commented a little earlier, if they haven't been told, then they don't know. That's...
Sorry.
Nope, no worries. And that's important. Dusty commented on just how little is known about radon, even within the lung cancer advocacy community. So I'm going to go off script, and I'm going to tell you about the Surgeon General's other warning, and that is radon causes lung cancer. Radon is a radioactive gas. It comes to us from uranium. When it makes its way into a building through gaps and cracks and other pathways, it can accumulate in dangerous concentrations. It has the effect of the occupants in these buildings unknowingly being exposed to a Class A human carcinogen that they can't smell, see, or taste. Radon is the leading cause of lung cancer among non-smokers. Radon-induced lung cancer can be attributed to approximately 15% or as much as 15% of all lung cancers. More than 21,000 people in our country die every year because of exposure to radon. That's 1 person every 25 minutes. It's not acceptable. 1 in 15 of our buildings in the United States has a radon problem. That's also not acceptable. There are more homes and buildings today with a radon problem than there were 30 years ago when the whole campaign to prevent radon-induced lung cancer started. That's because we don't have radon written into our codes. We're continuing to build buildings that can kill us. Over 70,000 classrooms contain toxic levels of radon gas. That's not fair to our children, and that's not fair to our teachers. We need to do better. Being exposed to 4 picocuries of radon, which is the EPA action level, is the equivalent of smoking 8 cigarettes per day or getting 200 chest x-rays per year. That's a high dose of radiation. Just as a point of interest, I live in Louisville, Kentucky. 1 out of 15 buildings in Louisville, Kentucky is, that's way off. It's not 7% in some areas of the country. It's closer to 60% in the area that I live. 60% of all of our buildings contain toxic levels of radon. That's not good. So that is what we're dealing with. That's some of the other stuff, aside from smoking, that we look at when we talk about lung cancer. 37% of your radiation exposure in your lifetime will come from radon. CanSAR, our organization, is on the front lines of the fight against radon. We think that it is a battle that can be won, but we need your help. We've identified, how much time do I have left? A minute? Okay.
And 2 seconds.
A minute and 2 seconds. So we've looked at 4 things that we feel are most important to get out in front of the radon issue. Number 1, the work Gloria has done with radon notification and disclosure. Right now, 10% of all homes are tested on average as part of the real estate transaction. Because of Gloria's work in Illinois and Minnesota, it's closer to 6 out of 10 homes. We need that law in every single state. We need construction code. Again, more homes today contain toxic levels of radon than they did 30 years ago. We need that code in place as far as national building. We deserve, teachers and children deserve to learn in a healthy and safe environment. We need radon testing and mitigation in our daycares and our school systems. And finally, the last thing we need to do on cue is our state cancer control plans. We need radon in every single state cancer control plan. We can't solve a problem if it hasn't even been identified at this point. And that's what we're up to. Thank you.